YouTube, it's Maddie, the Emptiness Scrapper. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today I thought I'd do some quick tips for card making. And just so you know, I am a perpetual beginner. So what I do is try to find ways to make card making easier for me at the level that my skills are at. So recently I did a craft room tour, and just on the spur of the moment, I showed these containers and what I stored in them. This is a container of pre-stamped sentiments. So I'll just pull one out so you can see. And what it is, obviously, is just a stamped sentiment. And I did heat emboss it. And I did some on black and some on white. So what I did was I took a full sheet like this, and sorry for the glare, dear. I stamped the whole sheet, embossed it, and then cut them out. This way, if I want to just find something that works for the card, I can do that very easily in white or in black. Also, I keep some larger sentiments. This one I made on my scan and cut, and cut it out, and I put some glossy accents. So I have these at the ready in case I want to use them for a quick card and I don't want to do any stamping on that day. I just want to put something together. So I find this very useful, and maybe it'll be something that you will try as well. In addition to that, I have this box here, and obviously I just pre-cut some circles to pop my images on. And what I have here is just some pre-stamped images. So there you go, there's a funny little lady. And I do love my florals in case I just want to do some coloring one day and don't even want to see that? Don't even want to stamp anything out. I just want to color, and I may not even want to put together a card. I may use colored pencils, I may use alcohol markers, whatever it might be. If there's a day that you feel like you just want to do some coloring, or a day that you just want to do some stamping, you can stamp out your images, you can stamp out your sentiments. Some of them I have already colored. So here's a here's a rose, and I believe that's alcohol marker. We're still practicing with that. And this one was some layered stamping that I had tried. I really have butterfingers today. Layered stamping that I had tried, and I don't know, maybe I'll use it, maybe I won't, but I had some fun coloring it, stamping it rather, and we'll see what happens with it. So I just have lots of little images in this box, and if I feel like I want to color in a funny little bird, I will just do that on that day. And one day I may come together and take my funny little bird and some sentiments and stick them on a card. Here's another idea that I thought I might share. This is something I had stamped out. It says happy birthday, and it comes in this stamp set right here. I really like the font on that. And I used a stamp pad like this that already had multiple colors, and I thought it looked very pretty. And then I ran it through my scan and cut. You can fussy cut it if you like. And I've been holding it to make a card one day. Who knows, maybe today. Also, if you like to make backgrounds. I tend to take a day or an afternoon or whatever time I can find and put together some backgrounds and just leave them until I am ready to put together a card. I thought I liked this one. It's got some white embossing powder over it. We'll see. Excuse me. It's been hanging out in my stash for quite some time. But if you're someone who likes to do ink blending, I find it very therapeutic just to blend some inks. This is one I made. It looks a little bit like camouflage. And I made a few similar to this because my husband said to me one day when he was looking through my cards to, send to one of our sons for their birthday, none of these look like boy cards. And I thought, gee, I totally love to make flowers. Here's more of a sun city. And I said, gee, it never occurred to me I should be making more boy backgrounds, more boy cards. And we'll see. I may use them. I may not use them. I just like making them. So here's something. I tried alcohol inks for the first time. I held on to it. Maybe I'll die cut out of it. I don't know. We shall see. But I'd like to have some backgrounds, and then if I feel like it on a certain day, I will take a stencil and stencil over it and make it so that it is toned down a bit and see if that works. I also have been pulling out papers and thinking, well, maybe I should pull out some papers for paper piecing together a card. And I pulled out this paper and cut it down because I thought it would make a great card, but I haven't found anything just yet that I thought might go well with it. I may chop it up and use it in smaller pieces on another sheet, but it's in the contemplation pile. This was just a simple watercolor I tried with just red and blending out with water to make it go lighter. And then I used the salt, and I thought that was so fun. I have no idea if I will ever use this, but I like it. Red is not my color. It's my daughter-in-law's favorite color, so I probably will use it for something that I make for her at some point, and I hope she enjoys it. Here's another random sheet, but I keep this and pull it out. Sometimes I will look through my paper stash and see if I can add something that will work with some of these papers and or backgrounds. If you saw my huge birthday haul, and I'll link it down if you did not, you will see that I have for the very first time a die cutting machine. And I held off on any sort of die cutting machine because I had in my head that if I had the scan and cut, I would never need to get a die. And years later, I feel like I do need a die cutting machine because although I love it for cutting out all my images, for sentiments, it is really not the best choice for me. So I think I will probably do some die cutting. Here's one that I just recently made. And start a little Ziploc bag or container for some die cuts that I can use to just pop on. And here's an example of a card in progress that I just started to put together with one of my brand new die cuts and the idea of paper piecing. So here's the idea. It's going to be real simple to finish, and it's a boy colored card to attest to the fact that I have 2 boys. So here I had this beautiful die cut, and I'll show it on the backing. This beautiful die cut, and I wanted to use it. I have a die cutting machine. It's my new toy, and I wanted to play. So I thought, what can I do with this? And I went into that paper stash. I found these papers that I don't really care for all that much, but I layered them up, and I'm going to cut these strips down and glue these all up, and I will have something perfect to send to one of my sons who live very far away and I can't see them. So I hope you like these tips. I find them very useful. I am not a great artist. I just like playing with colors and papers and toys and coming up with something that maybe I can send to someone and brighten their day. So I hope you found these tips useful. Please comment below and let me know if you use any of these tips already and what kinds of videos you might like to see in the future. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, leave a thumbs up, and ring the notification bell so you know when I have a new video coming. So before you leave, remember, stay safe and have fun crafting. Bye-bye, YouTube.